Just so y'all know, if y'all ever hear somebody say babies for benefits, that's an AFC hashtag because I believe that too many people only have children to collect benefits off of those kids. Hashtag babies for benefits. That's where it comes from. It's where it originates from. The people that you see on my screen, I believe that what they did absolutely qualifies under using children, don't love them, don't care about them. And this is such a heartbreaking story because it's completely avoidable, but these are just not good people raising kids, okay? But let me give you guys the fair usage, a fair warning about my channel, and then I'll get into my discussion. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. One of my favorite sources for news is Law and Crime, so shout out to Law and Crime. Let me give you all the details because Ohio is screwing up again. Y'all whole state takes an L. Sorry if any of y'all live out there, but y'all taking another L. Y'all got some of the worst stories. If y'all notice, most of these big stories that I come across out of Ohio, just by chance. An Ohio mother and her boyfriend, mom's boyfriend, yet again. They used to have a website called momsboyfriend.com. Makes me wonder if some liberals got that taken down. Makes me wonder. I don't know what happened to that website. I'd like to know, but whatever. An Ohio mother and her boyfriend were arrested in connection with the death of her 7-year-old son, whose remains were found near her home. Near. Not in, but near her home. Hours after 7-year-old Hershel Creechbaum was reported missing Saturday by his mother's boyfriend, and his name, let me go back for a second, just for a hot second. Boyfriend's name is Michael Kendrick, 39 years old. The remains of the child were found less than half a mile away. Dayton police stated that they believed the remains belonged to 7-year-old Hershel Creechbaum, who was the baby that you guys see on my screen. Okay? So he's a boy who's nonverbal and has autism and is in a wheelchair. After the search for the boy, who was nonverbal, has autism, and used a wheelchair, or I guess that goes together, nonverbal autism and used a wheelchair, ended in tragedy, and the investigation into his purported kidnapping revealed disturbing information that the boy had allegedly not been seen in weeks. When his mother, whose name is Ashley H., as in hard-headed, Ashley H. Johnson, who's 36 years old. Let me get that horse picture up on the screen. The mother is a whore, in my opinion. She just looks like one. She just looks like not a good person. She just literally looks like she probably smells like turkey meat the majority of the time and spoiled pepper jack cheese. She just don't look like she smells good. Ashley H. Johnson, 36 years old, she looks way older than that, was questioned. She reportedly told police that Hershel had died sometime while she was in the hospital having surgery in late May, according to court documents obtained by local CBS affiliate WHIO. In a press conference on Monday, Dayton Police Chief Cameron Asville confirmed that before reported missing by Kendrick, the boy had not been seen in several weeks. And yes, y'all know she looked like she stinks. Sorry, but she just does. It was later believed that he had never been missing and was dead the whole time. Now, according to court documents, Johnson told police that while she was having surgery in May, Hershel was in Kendrick's care, her boyfriend. I'm sure this boy has a dad somewhere, but you know why she didn't let the boy go live with the dad? Usually because these type of people do not want to lose whatever benefits they are getting. So because this boy has more difficulty than an average person, she might actually be collecting a lot more benefits, in my humble opinion. But I don't know that for a fact. But I think there might be more attached to that. There might be a bigger government check coming from that. I don't know that to be a fact. Maybe there's nothing coming from it, but whatever. I just think that she's a horrible person and will probably do something like that. So the boy was in boyfriend's care. Police said that Kendrick initially said that Hershel had died of natural causes, but later allegedly admitted to punching the boy. He punched the boy. This bully punched this boy before pushing him down, causing him to bounce off the floor and striking other parts of his body. Kendrick allegedly stated that Hershel later died in the shower. No. Hashtag not another bathtub story. Really? These people are literally reading from a script, and these motherfuckers don't know not to sit there and say what everybody else's dumbass, lying ass excuse is. We get a hashtag not another bathtub story, please. Thank y'all for hitting that surprise emoji in there. I see you in the chat. Yes, thank you. I'm calling BS all the way around. I agree. Look at that hashtag not another. Are you serious? Let me read this again. Maybe I read it wrong. Kendrick allegedly stated that Hershel later died in the shower. Why would he be this man who is not this child's biological father? Why would he be bathing your child? He's not the father. He's not the husband. He's the boyfriend, not even the babysitter. He's not a caretaker. I just think it's insanity. The fact that these type of bad mothers, it ain't all mothers, it ain't never all mothers. That's always the caveat. But too many mothers like this will let anybody and everybody watch their kids except the fucking biological father. Isn't that something? They'll let the kids watch themselves before they ever let the kids come in contact with their biological father. Police said that Kendrick admitted to keeping the boy's body, I'm assuming dead body, in the home until it started to smell. Then placed his remains in a freezer, a deep freezer. Not another deep freezer story. We're going to have to use that as another hashtag. Not another deep freezer story. How many kids have we, and a lot of that came out. I remember a lot of stories I did out of New York. A few of them, a handful, involved kids being found dead remains in deep freezers. Like, these people ain't normal. Kendrick then allegedly stuffed him in a suitcase and disposed of his body in a grassy field near train tracks. They just have no regard for human life at all. Weeks later, he reportedly went back to his first disposal site, put Hershel's remains in a bag, and then left them at the location where they were recovered. WHIO reported that family members expressed concerns about Hershel for months. So they've been talking about this. Relatives told the station that Hershel had been in his paternal grandmother's custody until she was injured in a car accident, at which point Johnson retained custody. During his press conference, Chief Asriel confirmed that Montgomery County Children's Services had been involved with the family and had taken custody of Hershel's sister. Why not take both? If you take one, I don't know. Neither Johnson nor Kendrick has been charged with murder. Both are in custody at the Dayton County Jail. Johnson was charged with failure to report a death and obstructing justice and is being held on a measly $2,000 bond. Johnson is being held on a $2,000 bond. That's the mother. Kendrick, the boyfriend, was charged with 3 counts of tampering with evidence and 1 count of corpse abuse. Jail records include charges of murder, child endangerment, and assault. However, he has not been formally charged on those accounts, but he is being held with no bond. Like $2,000, like what's the point of even giving her a $2,000 bond? $200 she'll get right out. So I don't know. I just think that she's been knowing about this abuse, did not care, precipitated all of this by even having a man that would even, there's no reason for this man to be around your kid at all. Ladies, y'all date, y'all got kids. Why do y'all continue to keep putting the man that you're fucking around your kids? Just because you fuck him don't mean that he is a suitable babysitter. Just because he can munch on the box, just because he can punch the clock, just because he can bend you up like a pretzel, don't mean that he's a good babysitter. I have a lot of views on my channel. Why on God's green earth do people's behavior not change? I've actually had people come on my channel and say, Jay, I was one of those ladies that made a mistake and I heard you talk about it and then I didn't think about it until after it happened to me. And I'm like, damn, we got to stop being so selfish about our own selfish pleasures and desires and start putting our kids first. Maybe you got to go get some split custody. Maybe that'll expose you that you might need to have split custody if the father has to start being more active and start babysitting his kids while you go out and go get you some and go date. Give the kid to the dad. You go date. When you're done dating, get your kid back. Split custody. They don't want to do that. To me, that signifies selfish mentality and behavior. And it cost this boy who deserved an opportunity to be protected and grow up his life. Let me give you guys the fair usage and we'll go from there.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
I got more vulgar things I want to say. I'm not going to say it right now because my mind is crazy and I don't want to get more flagged than I probably already am. So YouTube, please don't flag me. Please don't demonetize my channel, okay? Y'all do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up and share this video. If y'all are feeling where I'm coming from, just let me know. Type it in the comment section. I don't want y'all to be too much in your feelings. I'm really, really, truly trying to help and give advice from a concerned father's perspective. I just see a lot of kids get messed up out here, and I'm just tired of seeing it, okay? So I'm going to call it out, and I'm going to call it out as long as it's still going on.
And we are following a developing story here at 5. $2 million. That's what this Dayton man needs to get out of jail. His girlfriend's son went missing, and police found that boy dead. Now the couple is facing charges. I'm Gabrielle Enright. James Brown is off. Police found the boy's remains not far from his home on Xenia Avenue on Saturday. Today, a suspect faced a judge for the first time. News Center 7's John Bedell joins us live from Dayton. John, you heard the family's reaction to one of the judge's decisions today.
I did, Gabby. That was just before we talked to them right here on the sidewalk, right in front of the courthouse. Inside, I could hear the bailiff tell the family he understands emotions are high in this case, but to keep whatever reactions they might have civil, in his words. Inside the courtroom here, I heard when the judge, I should say, said $2 million bond, I could hear some of Hershel Creechbaum's family members gasp in relief. Outside the courthouse, Hershel Creechbaum's family talked about the boy they lost.
He didn't deserve what he got at all. He didn't deserve it.
Inside the courtroom,
bond will be set at this time at $2 million.
The judge spoke to Michael Kendrick, one of 2 people charged in connection with what happened to Hershel.
Based upon the severity of the charges and the information contained within the report, which is severe and significant.
The report the judge is talking about, that's the court documents we got. They show Kendrick admitted that while his girlfriend and Hershel's mother, Ashley Johnson, was in the hospital in late May, he hit Hershel twice, pushed him down, then hid his body when he died the next day, and moved the remains several times. Hershel's great aunt told me she sits and thinks about his last moments.
What went through his head while he was punching him? What was going through that baby's head? While he was sitting there punching him, where did he suffer at?
Court documents also show Kendrick led investigators to the remains Saturday, just hours after he called 911 claiming Hershel had been kidnapped. Police say Kendrick and Johnson stayed silent about Hershel's death for weeks, right up until their admissions to detectives on Saturday.
I don't understand why she didn't call somebody.
And the family also told me more today about the repeated calls they say people made to Montgomery County Children's Services about Hershel's welfare before his death. I'll have what the family expressed to me today and what that agency said when I reached out to them again today. I'll have that all for you new at 6. Now, we're live in Dayton this afternoon. I'm John Bedell, News Center.
We're continuing our team coverage of the tragic death of a 7-year-old boy in Dayton.
Now, one of 2 people facing charges in connection to the death of Hershel Creechbaum appeared in court for the very first time yesterday afternoon.
Our reporter Caitlin Herman was in court and joins us now with the latest.
39-year-old Michael Kendrick appeared virtually from the Montgomery County Jail. He was arrested in connection to the death of Hershel Creechbaum, a 7-year-old nonverbal autistic boy from Dayton. Kendrick is facing 3 counts of tampering with evidence, all third-degree felonies. He is also charged with 1 count of gross abuse of a corpse, a 5th-degree felony. Based on the severity of the charges, Judge Brandon McLean set Kendrick's bond at $2 million, plus electronic home detention. Ashley Johnson, Creechbaum's biological mother, is also in the Montgomery County Jail. She's facing 1 count of obstructing justice and 1 count of failure to report a crime. She has a previous misdemeanor theft charge. Johnson is scheduled to make her first appearance in court Wednesday afternoon. Creechbaum's great-aunt and grandmother were in the courtroom Tuesday. Here's what they think needs to happen for justice to be served.
They both need to be sent to prison. They need the death penalty. They need to happen. What they did to my great-nephew is what should happen to them. That's how I feel.
I don't feel he should have no bond.
They get to breathe and he doesn't. They get to eat and he doesn't. They're being taken care of by the state and we're burying.
Kendrick does have an extensive criminal history, including felonies for aggravated arson, theft, and having weapons while...
Can we get a hashtag when you date thugs, you date death, please? Anybody and everybody. Take a look at this. For anybody who wants to feel any level of sympathy for the mom, I want y'all to look at his track history, his track record. This is called past convictions, his criminal history, aggravated arson, theft, having weapons while under disability, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and aggravated trespassing. And this is who you said would be a suitable babysitter for your child while you're having surgery for... What surgery are you having? I'm pretty sure she's probably getting like... Let me not say that. Let me not make no fat jokes right now. This is who she chose. There you go. I forgot we got an emoji in there if you're a channel member. That's the Date Thugs, Date Death emoji right there. And only channel members can type that in the chat. So I want y'all to look at this and see this is who she had babysitting her child. All right?
Under disability. He also has previous misdemeanors of unauthorized use of a motor vehicle and aggravated trespassing. His preliminary hearing is scheduled for July 22nd at 3:30 p.m. And as the investigation continues, Creechbaum's family and friends are finding ways to remember him.
This morning, we're learning new.
And while he was drinking, investigators, Creechbaum died from the front porch and another man was seen with him. But police say they later learned that story was made up. Creechbaum's biological mother, 36-year-old Ashley Johnson, told police the boy was dead and had been since late May, and went on to tell police Kendrick disposed of the body near some railroad tracks. She also told investigators Creechbaum died of natural causes, but court documents show in an interview.
So they end up finding this boy's body all this time later, and they only gave her a $2,000 bond after she knew this and ignored her own kid's death and didn't say anything? They got that way wrong when it comes to the charges with her.
Interview with Kendrick, police say he told them while he was drinking he got into an argument over the phone and punched Creechbaum in the head twice. He then pushed him down, causing him to bounce off the floor and striking other parts of his body. Kendrick then said the little boy died in the shower the next day. Kendrick says he then kept the boy's body in a freezer for a time, then stuffed him into a suitcase and disposed of his body in a grassy field near some train tracks. After a few weeks, police say Kendrick recovered the bones, placed them in a bag, and then put them in the 100 block of McClure Street. Kendrick then led police to the remains. I spoke with Creechbaum's extended family this week.
It's a nightmare that you can't wake up from. If he didn't want him, Ashley didn't want to watch him, everything was going on, they was doing whatever. Why didn't they call somebody? They could have called any one of us. We would have came and got him. We would have been glad to take him. He didn't deserve this.
Kendrick and Johnson are facing several charges. We have all of our coverage on this case on our homepage.
One person has pled not guilty in connection with the death of Hershel Creechbaum.
The boyfriend of the 7-year-old's mother was arraigned in court today, and 2 News reporter Kayla Ferris was there and has the details. Kayla, what did they say?
Brooke and Kajasia, Michael Kendrick was arraigned in court today at this courthouse behind me on the charges of tampering with evidence and abuse of a corpse. His bond was set at $2 million.
Nothing like I know.
Michael Kendrick sat in front of Judge Brandon McLean to face charges pertaining to the death of a 7-year-old child with autism. The family of that child says the Michael that would hurt their junior is a man that they don't recognize.
In front of our faces, they looked like they loved him. They looked like they loved him. He would play with him. He would sit and give Hershel a controller that didn't work to the game system, and he would let him push the buttons to think he was playing the game system. Like, in front of our faces, he put on a show.
Michael's next step will be a preliminary hearing on July 22nd. Then the grand jury will decide whether to indict him or not. Hershel's grandmother, Missy Rowland, says that Hershel's elementary school called Child Protective Services several times. They say much more should have been done to protect him.
If they would have done their job and went, if they would have done a background check, fingerprint everything on the Michael, they should have done everything they could. There's too many kids getting murdered by their parents or step-parents or foster care or somebody. It's getting out of control.
Missy also has not seen Hershel's younger sister, Nevaeh, since before he was found on Saturday. Missy says she also has autism and is in the care of Child Protective Services.
I know that she's been in that house. They removed her from the house, too, when they picked up Ashley and Mike.
They said that she was dirty and that she smelled like urine and that her hair was nasty and that she was starving in it.
Yo, I'm not trying to be funny, but what the hell did she just say? I am not going to crack a joke, I promise. I'm going to let y'all hear that. I don't know what the hell. And they put the mic right by her face.
And that she smelled like urine.
They removed her from the house, too, when they picked up Ashley and Mike.
They said that she was dirty and that she smelled like urine and that her hair was nasty and that she was starving in it.
That house. They removed her from the house, too, when they picked up Ashley and Mike.
They said that she was dirty and that she smelled like urine and that her hair was nasty and that she was starving in it.
family told you they had concerns for months, John, and somebody else was worried as well.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I don't know what she said. I really don't. She was saying words. I couldn't make them out. And the mic was like right there too. I don't know what she said. So I'm not trying to be funny. I promise. Look, y'all said y'all couldn't hear me either. Like I didn't have my mic on. Maybe that was on purpose. I didn't do that on purpose, actually. I'm sorry. Definitely not trying to make a joke out of it. Anyway.
So much so, James, that person reached out to the system responsible for protecting children in danger. I talked to some of Hershel Creechbaum's family members right here outside the courthouse today as they waited for a court date that's likely going to happen tomorrow. One of the family members told me today, we shouldn't be burying this boy at 7. He had his whole life ahead of him. A family tree would tell you Chastity Rollins was Hershel Creechbaum's cousin.
But I've been there since day one.
Let me correct y'all. Y'all are saying that that lady is deaf. No, she's not. Because she was listening at what the woman said, and she was agreeing, uh-huh. And she was waiting on her turn to say something, and then she said something as soon as, and she was kind of talking over the other lady, but then she waited for her moment to say something. I doubt if she's deaf. Maybe has a hearing, maybe has a speech impediment, an impairment. I don't know, but okay.
But her actions since he was a baby give her a different title, caretaker.
We were there for appointments. When he needed to go to school, I would take him to school. Whatever they needed, we were there every day.
But Chastity is now without her younger cousin.
Why take such a beautiful soul? Why? It was senseless.
Hershel's mom, Ashley Johnson, and her boyfriend, Michael Kendrick, who is not the boy's father, are in jail.
I fully believe they both deserve to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Chastity says Hershel's paternal grandmother had custody until she was in a car crash in November. That's when Chastity says Hershel's mom cared for him while grandma recovered. But Chastity says Johnson hasn't been allowing other family to see Hershel since late May.
And they would not allow grandma or anybody else into the home. She gave every excuse she could to keep everybody out of the home.
New court documents show Kendrick admitted that while Johnson was in the hospital in late May, he hit Hershel twice, pushed him down, then hit his body when he died the next day, and moved the remains several times. Court docs say he led police to the remains Saturday. When I asked, Dayton's chief revealed the concerns the family raised to me weren't the only time someone worried about Hershel's welfare.
How many times was Children's Services called in relation to Hershel?
I don't. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times. I know the Children's Services Bureau had a case open for Hershel. I don't think it was open at this time, but I can't tell you the number of times that they were called.
I reached out to Montgomery County Children's Services today. The agency told me in a statement, quote, Ohio law prevents Children's Services from confirming or denying if there was a case involving this family. I can tell you from my extensive reporting on the child welfare system here in Ohio, including my reporting that changed state law surrounding its oversight, that Children's Services agencies almost always cite privacy laws when you reach out for comment.
And it makes no sense. And it's just kind of like, does that make it any better for anybody? If it don't, then I think that needs to change. They need to change that because they are not answering questions and they're not doing their damn job. But nonetheless, I want y'all to think about how much of a punk bully that this boy couldn't speak for himself, nor could he defend himself. He could not speak for himself nor defend himself against the tyranny of mom's boyfriend. And he did it just because he could. He didn't care. He was never there for that boy. He did not want that child to exist. All he wanted to be was laying up underneath that big stankin' ass woman. That is all he wanted. And he wanted to X this child out of that situation and probably the other one as well. Again, that points to a selfish mentality. That type of mentality can't be fixed. That needs a life sentence. And I think that if the mother is as dumb as I think she is, that she deserves time in prison. And I just don't think that she's going to get it. She's not going to learn, and people like this don't need ovaries or testicles. Hashtag TTO, take the ovaries. Hashtag TTT, take the testicles. Take away their reproductive organs. These are the type of people that need life sentences in prison. They contribute nothing to society, okay? But thank you guys so much for listening to this boy's story with an open mind as well as an open heart. And I'm going to pick my favorite picture of him. I like that one too, but it's probably this one. Young Prince, R.I.P. Thank y'all for listening to his story, and share it and make this go viral, okay? Thank you.